Welcome back, ladies and gents, here onto Face It TV with me, DDK, and Hoss, who is joining me here today. And we have ourselves map 2 between Copenhagen Wolves and EnVyUs, which is the LDLC lineup that you knew and that you loved, but now under a new organization. They have managed to take down, I think it was, what was it, 16-11, I think it was?
Yep,
on the first map. On Inferno, they defeated the Danes, and now it is time for Mr. Maragi, as I like to call it, also known as Mirage to normal people.
Round number 2 here. Yep, map number 2. EnVyUs had a bit of a shaky start. They won 5 rounds in a row, came out strong, and then lost a lot of rounds in a row, ending that first half 9-6. Hit them a little bit, but they came out strong in the second half and looking to take this series now 2-0, going on to Mirage.
So it's time for the pistols.
Knife round first.
It's time for the knives, and then the pistols. That's how this goes.
Yep. And
this is if you're new to Counter-Strike, I say that sometimes, then you may even already know that this is a little bit CT-sided. This map, I guess a 10-5 something in that region is somewhat anticipated, generally speaking, not always the case. Of course, depends often how the teams are able to play their T-sides, but it is generally much harder on the T-side. So, really want to win that pistol. And you see AcilioN there, he knew this trick. If you do //stab or stab/stab, then you'll actually kill them faster if they just stab. So, there you go, dropping the knife knowledge there. And it's again important to start on that CT side. And Copenhagen Wolves, if they're able to actually make that happen here, then shoxy, don't be that guy, please. Thank you. All right, so if they're actually able to start on CT side, which looks like they will, this is actually very doable for them here, because Copenhagen Wolves are a good team, and defensively they're a good team. If they can get the 10 to 12 rounds, they win the pistol on the second half. Boom. Yeah. Maybe they win and bring it to overpass. Exactly right.
And before we get this pistol round underway, what are your predictions for this one?
Envy will win. Score, I'm going to go for 16-7.
Ooh, pretty convincing. I think Envy will probably win as well, but I'm going to say it'll be a little bit closer, and we might see that 16-11 again, 16-9, something like that.
I think that makes much more sense, considering that they're starting off on the CT side, but I want to see my Frenchies do well. But the Danes, though, they are really starting to impress. They're a great team, and they've got a lot of individual skill, and they're a team that can always surprise you. And they have been in the past, because they start to bring a lot more strategy and tactics into their game. Actually, honestly, if this did go to overpass, I could realistically see them actually having a good shot to win this best of 3 against Envy, because they are really good on overpass. It may be one of their better maps. They've got loads of drills on that map, and they've got a really good understanding of it. So I would love to see this go to overpass. I would love to see them actually be able to play that against Envy, because we all know that Envy have a good overpass as well. I mean, they're a great team, top 2, top 1 team at the moment. Top 1, I guess, arguably at the moment. Yeah. Don't know if I haven't consulted Thorin's rankings recently, but I think it's I think he probably dropped Fnatic on his rankings after the recent results. Yeah.
But if we want to see that third map, Copenhagen Wolves need to start things off with the stellar pistol round here on this CT side. So power is in their hands. As how are we going to see this? They're sending 2 towards B, 1 of them sticking in mid, and then 3 on the A bomb site. EnVyUs left the bomb at spawn for now. They're going to go pick it up and then see where they can go. As shoxy gone into underpass, he's going to find Friis. Gets tagged up even more now. shoxy might pop his head out and see if he can spot anything else there, as it looks like it might be a mid to B, or even a push up through connector towards A. shoxy still toying with that idea. His head gets spotted by AcilioN though, but the CT will get taken down, as Envy now have that man advantage. 5-4. Man advantage is always great for the T side, but that's now been evened out. 4-on-4 now after NBK gets taken down, as HUNDEN hears them jumping up, gets Smith, not able to spray across to kioShiMa, so 1-for-1 trades across the map now, as shoxy and Happy are going to say no to any more trades. And the T side 1-0.
Yeah, pretty convincing there towards the end. And I'm going to see pistol armor from CPHW. Looks like Yes, and the scout comes into play as well on HUNDEN. So it is always really good to see the scouts come into play here. I mean, they're a fun weapon. Not a fan of the jump mechanic. I think I said that many times. However, let's see if he can pull out some damage here. And this is always the risk. They can actually try to maybe even play a little bit aggressively on T-slope there. There's 2 players close to the slope. They might get they might actually isolate the one who's alone there, which I think is actually no, it is NBK. But taking middle slowly are the French side. NBK taking a peek. He's got to be careful though. Actually, I don't think he knows that there's 2 very close. And they're slowly pushing the defensive lines here further and further back, and you can see they're keeping their options open as NBK is pressuring towards A. But in reality, they're able to actually pick into B as well. Nice little boost up onto the double stack there over at short, as they just try to eliminate every single nook and cranny on the map. So I'm going to be very close to that scout indeed. And in goes shoxy there, in for the throat. Able to take down HUNDEN very quickly. And that's going to be able to allow NBK to try to make his way up as well, as they combine forces for a swift little push onto the A-bomb site with 2 players left. Make that 1 now to take down. Friis has found himself an AK. He's going to convert that into a frag onto shox, but his days are numbered here. And I'm not even sure if Copenhagen Wolves are going to want to try and challenge for this. I mean, they very well could. He's got no armor, and SmithZz is going to be the man to see if he can hunt him down now. Remove the AK. Saving the AK would be actually really nice, considering that they are going to go into another save round after this. So if he's able to actually save that, it could actually give them some legitimate options in the follow-up round to actually cause some damage. It could be a bit scary, actually, if you put the AK right in the right place. We can see Friis has actually largely evaded his assailants as well.
Yep, gone all the way around back onto the A-bomb site. Well, towards the A-bomb site anyway.
Terrorists win.
And no one will spot him, so they are able to take that AK-47 into this 3rd round now. He's going to buy some armor to accompany it, to make sure that he doesn't get taken down too quickly. The CZ coming in as well. They've got some firepower here, so they could definitely get a few frags, holding off the angry terrorist side as they try and get this bomb down. It's going to be a quick movement towards mid here.
So a lot of this is about what Friis is able to accomplish here. We check his position, we can see he's actually at the back here on around close to CT on the A side. So Friis, what can he do here with that AK-47? He's got the support on the site, and they're going to start rolling up into the site now. Friis picks up 1 headshot, gets some good spray, finishes off the next one. MSL comes in with a frag as well, turning around on his head. It's a 2-on-2 now, though, as SMF and MSL are left over, but they're finding the damage and the frags to follow it up. There you go. And that is going to be the round. And all because of the AK that was saved by Friis. And that's going to be it now. 1 round for Copenhagen Wolves, a round sooner than they expected to find one. And that's going to put Envy in a weird spot. They've got to go for the buy. But an AWP now on Friis as well. This is interesting.
This is pretty high risk here, high reward with this AWP. Not finding anything in mid just yet. Gets smoked out, so he's going to have to fall back from that one. Go to a different position as shoxy. We saw this from him in the pistol round. Approaching through underpass, seeing if he can spot anything. Any aggressive push in towards mid. There's Kio's just going to re-smoke the window there, seeing if he can get a few shots off in between the smokes, but won't be finding anything just yet.
And shoxy's going to get himself into connector for free now. No challenges here at all. They can leave him in there and actually rotate elsewhere now that he's in that position if they want to. They can go anywhere. They can go to B, they can go to A, through either short or through slope or palace, wherever they want to go. shoxy's either there to lurk, backstab, he can just do anything. And that's really the scary player here for EnVy. Now I'm going to lock it down though, towards short at the moment.
SmithZz has fallen now for the French side. Happy is able to pick up 1. But down to a mere 2 HP. HUNDEN could just spray through there, and he'd be able to find the frag. NBK getting a frag elsewhere. He gets 2, in fact. But we can see the HP bars of the French side are very low, as Happy now falls. HUNDEN did take a little bit of a hit there. Friis playing, looking towards CT. Bomb will go down on this A site. They could definitely challenge this. NBK 34 HP, shoxy on 62. But it looks like they're just going to play for some exit frags here.
Yeah, that's need to keep that AWP alive at the moment, and their money is really bad. But with this save, actually, they can with the save they can actually buy in the following round. It's only going to be AcilioN who's completely broke. So if they can keep these weapons alive, it's going to be really good for them. And would expect EnVy to actually try and get the kills here. It would be really nice. I mean, their money itself is not amazing, but yeah, it's one of those situations where neither team really has the economic situation to go for it, to be honest, I suppose. But going to have the save on the AWP for Friis, a save on the AK for HUNDEN, and a couple of players buying up rifles for the Copenhagen Wolves. So they're in decent stead at the moment to actually have a good defense into this round. And EnVy able to pick up all the rifles, all the nades, for anything that they want to try to attempt here. So lots of options. But a quick mid-play for them. So let's see if Friis can get the frag, though. He's over there on the window now, looking for that. And does get tagged down a little bit. So have to see now if they can actually use this to get into connector. But there is a player in connector there. You can see that it is AcilioN. He's only got a CZ, though. That's not going to be good enough if they go for the challenge.
And we can see the 3Ts lurking in that mid area. They might look to challenge him. It's shoxy, just toying with the idea of pushing through, trying to bait someone out of there. And it looks like they're going to try and approach mid, as AcilioN may peek behind them. MSL in a great position here, able to get one. The bomb drops, gets two as well. And AcilioN did indeed peek out and dropped SmithZz. A great start for this round from Copenhagen Wolves. They have control of the bomb. Happy now, trying to challenge on this B site. Does find HUNDEN. In fact, yeah, HUNDEN got the frag. MSL cleaning the round up, as that was a clean sweep for Copenhagen Wolves, and they get another round on the board. And we can see the economy for EnVy isn't too great.
No, that was excellent positioning there. That was just all positioning. You can see the spot in the ladder room, which was very hard to deal with, and the immediate distraction from connector. I suppose that, you know, hindsight would have told you that putting out connector first would have been a smart idea there, but either way, EnVy going to feel the burn. Going to be in their first save situation. In with the pistols, quick drop through the balcony. Love these moves, and they are going to get a quick frag as well. Even another one to find, as the bomb is going to go down here. kioShiMa is going to drop that one, as it is a 2-on-3, but no weapons. But the bomb is planted, 2 frags made, and we know that Copenhagen Wolves are not in the best economic situation in the world. So this is a fantastic round. This is going to allow EnVy to come back with a really strong buy now. Look at their money. It's really good, actually. It's rivaling the CTs quite well. So going to have to see if they can pull out something strong here. Haven't seen a set play from them yet, so that could be something to look forward to. At the moment, Friis has not been able to do much on middle. Would also like to see him play with the spawn timings a little bit more, to be a bit more unpredictable. And here we're going to see him a little bit more on the left side of the window there, his left side, as once again the push up middle is going to be there for EnVy. Slowly but surely, first waiting for the smokes again. Friis smoked off consistently now on CPL before he really gets peaked. So you think that he'd learn to reposition at this point, but NBK working slope again. Flashed in, and NBK able to deal with that. That flash was not really designed for a player that far up. Friis now has to focus his attention towards slope. This is not looking good for Copenhagen Wolves now, so the defense gets more stretched, and EnVy get more position on the map.
MSL, though, dodging away from that flash. HUNDEN able to drop Kio. It was the dangerous player there, the risk of MSL drop in. It's still 4 versus 4 here. Happy gone aggressive in apps. Finds HUNDEN, who had also gone quite aggressive. But elsewhere, it's still 2 versus 2. Now 2 versus 1. All on AcilioN here. Gets the frag onto NBK. They have the bomb down in connector. As AcilioN, neither player too great for HP here. He's going to use this height advantage. As Happy made his way in towards jungle. He's now on this A bomb site. Going to back into connector, pick up this bomb, and risk going for this A site. Spots AcilioN, but AcilioN was quicker there, using that height advantage for him. I think he was trying to get the AWP there at the end, but couldn't quite find it. They get the round though, 4-3. And EnVy on yet another eco round here. It's not looking great for them.
No, it really isn't looking good for them at all. Copenhagen Wolves doing what they're supposed to do though on the CT side, and with a quick turnaround in round 3, that's given them all the steam to work with, as the push is looking to come through very quickly here onto the B site. We're going to have, of course, the defense from HUNDEN close range with this. He's also going to be with 2 extra players here. MSL coming in as well, so good work here on the crossfires, and we'll see an easy end to that one from Copenhagen Wolves. But that was by design. Envy now with the bye. It's all about this one for them. Here we go, Orpong Smith. Smith's largely absent in this series so far.
Yep, and he's risking it again, going for the no armor play.
Good spawn though. Let's see if it pays off. Friis has been consistently in the window, so... Or Friis had a good spawn as well. He's going to be out there quicker, but he misses the shot. That's a huge deal right there. And he's stuck on the right side. He needs to get himself out of there, and the smoke will allow him to do so as AcilioN takes down SmithZz. shoxy picking up the AWP. That was left by SmithZz. And then they need to use that death of SmithZz and the reposition of Friis to gain themselves some control of middle. And they are working up middle slowly at the moment, as we are going to see Happy close to the balcony there. And they're slowly edging their way up. They really need to take some position here. Short connector something would be really, really good. You can see how they're trying to take angles together, coloring each other. shoxy doing a good job there, looking towards A. That's going to allow NBK, I think it, no, Happy, I think it was, into connector. And there he is. Ooh, not quite the stairs just yet. And once again, they're getting caught. It seems like playing the mid round seems very difficult for them. Like getting positioning seems to come a bit too. It's just too difficult at the moment, and it's hard to say exactly why. But they haven't had strong pushes in connector. It's been one player, if that, and SmithZz is not connecting his shots. Although they are successfully repositioning Friis every round. So, and the presence isn't strong on connector, but hold that thought. It's a quick push on A.
And 3 members go down straight away for Envy. shoxy, Keo, and Happy. Now NBK goes down, just SmithZz left. And this was a buy round for them. This has gone very much like an eco round, with rushing into that A site rather carelessly as well, and they pay the price. The story of this map is comparable to that on Inferno. Envy came out with the first few rounds, and then once they started losing, they lost a lot in a row. And right now we've seen 6 round losses in a row now. Copenhagen Wolves got this momentum on their side and using it really well, as we're seeing Envy finding it really hard to do anything.
And Friis once again in the window with his AWP, not mixing it up, but AcilioN quick to the connector push is going to take down shoxy, and that's it's going to hurt so much now as they lose SmithZz again. No map control at all. NBK forcing his way up slope, but he's now alone against 4. Going to jump across to find AcilioN, who's going to easily take him down. And Envy, well, I would not be envious of their position at the moment. Man, so many people are going to make that joke, aren't they, in the future? I bet that joke's happened so many times. I feel like a horrible human being. I should quit my job. Should never commentate again.
So many puns.
Yeah, the puns. But I mean, just check the scoreboard here really quick. Yeah, I mean, SmithZz on 2 frags, and generally they're not getting the frags. It's
they're just
really
not
weird.
In this game.
It doesn't feel like they're in the game at all, indeed. And it feels like they should be able to abuse the fact that Friis is always in window. Like, it's not just to get the frag, but they've been smoking him off, and he's been, ineffectual in middle. That gives them the push up, but then they can't get in short. They can't get in connector. They can't get the stage 2 push going. And that's really been the damaging factor, because then eventually smokes wear off. Then they get this quick push out, and they just get caught by superior positioning. And that seems to be the story repeating and repeating here for Envy. So great first half here so far for Copenhagen Wolves as they pick up the save round again. And as we move into this bye, Envy, they got to show something else, and SmithZz needs to start connecting.
AcilioN's actually been pretty key for Copenhagen Wolves, playing that connector role, catching shoxy off guard many times coming out of underpass, or they usually group 2, pushing up mid, just going for the peek around the corner there. And it's been denying them any control of that mid area. Even if they do smoke Friis out, they still have AcilioN to deal with, and they haven't been able to deal with him at all. But this time, they deal with Friis, and this could be the round that MV start to come back.
And all on an aggressive risk taken by Copenhagen Wolves. Finally, they start to get a bit aggressive, but this time it shows that it actually didn't work out for them. They lose most of their lineup in middle, and that's going to leave HUNDEN and AcilioN alone. This is an easy cleanup here, and an easy bomb plant to beat. And Happy going to finish it off there for Envy. They're able to pick up round number 4, but the best they can do here is 6. 6 is respectable on Mirage for the T side, but generally speaking, some of these rounds were a bit of a disaster here for Envy. And the expectations upon them can only be extremely high.
Yeah, and you said at the beginning that 10-5 is a respectable score going into this second half here. And Copenhagen Wolves, they've already got 9 here. They have the potential of getting the 11, but 10-5 would be good for both teams considering how this game's been going.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty decent. I mean, this is, again, it's not characteristic that they aren't able to actually win more of these duels on the short and connector area, because again, like this seems they keep running the default rounds, but they're not getting the position from it. So the Copenhagen Wolves are doing, you know, props to them. They're doing a great job on the defense, but something's going. It feels like it's going wrong here. But we'll take a quick break, guys. We've got a bit of a pause, a bit of a long pause here. So we'll be back as soon as possible here with the rest of the match here between Copenhagen Wolves and Team EnVy here for StarSeries 12 live on FACEIT TV. Hello, welcome back to FACEIT TV. I think we're going back live very shortly, so we'll be jumping into the game momentarily. In fact, we can just jump in right now and just check out the scoreboard. Let's do that. So let's look at some data, some info, some stats, some numbers. Let's get nerdy in this. I feel like something that James would say. But right, I don't know what to do now. We've got the numbers. What do we do?
Well, the clear thing I think is EnVyUs here. we've got SmithZz on 3 frags, kioShiMa on 4. kioShiMa, this is extremely unlikely.
We've thrown him under the bus.
Well, no,
I think I hear a bus coming.
kioShiMa was frag happy on the Inferno game, but now with only 4 frags in 13 rounds, it's not looking great for him.
Yeah, I'm no mathematician, but that doesn't look very good. Either way, let's see if they can do better here. Again, picking up 5 rounds is definitely fine on the T side. You would expect more from Envy. Only the highest expectations can be placed upon them now, for very good reasons. But Copenhagen Wolves, a very solid squad, an up-and-coming squad. I'll have to see if Envy can pick up this one. They have, again, less mid-presence than before, but they do have one man. Shoxy up close. NBK once again pushing slope. He's continually doing that. SmithZz picks up the push from the balcony. Not going to find anything just yet. Sitting with the peak and smoke for SmithZz, but he still has a gap to aim through. And this time, Envy splitting themselves up all across the map. Shoxy with the pop flash through. Finds the player on stairs. The trade comes in. And it looks very good now for Envy. HUNDEN on 7 health. He is going to not have a good time. Not a good time at all.
Nope.
Taken down.
And 9-5 now. But Copenhagen Wolves, they have a good bank to work with for this final round of the half. SmithZz still with this AWP. Friis picking one up for himself as well. Spending 8,000 this round. It's a lot of money. But he has it to spend, and obviously he can't take that through to the second half. And he's going to be mid this round again. They're not going to smoke him out. They're going to go for a different route. Shoxy still going through underpass. He's been doing it almost every round. Hasn't really been punished for it until he came out the other end, much like that.
I do love that initial flash at the very start of the round over connector for Friis to peek out. That was cool. Seeing that more and more these days. SMF point shadow just with a jump spot. Again, another cool thing that's popping up more and more these days. So much to be discovered even on the old maps. And SmithZz gets an angle from Palace, and there goes the stairs player. Copenhagen Wolves 2 to a site. And they are trying to play with this now. They know that rotation could be incoming.
Ooh, sneaky, sneaky play from HUNDEN here.
Oh no, he actually got behind him. What madness is this? But the bomb was rotating. That was supposed to be a fake. But I don't even know what that was. It was foiled. And kioShiMa against 4 players. It is the kioShiMa. But even the kioShiMa is going to have trouble moving up the slope against 4 dudes.
Especially when there's fire there.
Distinguished, thankfully. But he's going to jump into his mates, who also all lined up there all conveniently. Going to make the cleanup crew have an easier job of things. And 10-5 is the first half score. Copenhagen Wolves doing a good job on the CT side. EnVyUs, it seemed to be a story of failed mid pushes.
It certainly did, and it all stemmed from that third round where Copenhagen Wolves able to save the AK from the second round and then pick up that third round, surprising Envy, meaning that the economy on both sides was a little bit sketchy, and Copenhagen Wolves built the momentum there from the surprise round, able to pick up 10 in that first half. And if they're able to grab this pistol round as well, it puts them in a very good standing for us to see Overpass as a third map.
And yeah, that's actually crazy, because they could legitimately win Overpass. We know they're good there. Anyway, moving into this one, we can see that the clock trainers are coming. Choo-choo, here it goes down the B apps. And as they make their way down onto the bomb site now, and Friis on the lurking roll, going to be able to actually get taken down there by Shoxy. Not the best results there for him, but 2-on-3 now. Envy not looking too shabby moving into this retake. The bomb is yet to be planted, in fact. It's stuck on headshot. SmithZz will deal with that, and it's just down to AcilioN. He's against 3 now. Does have some health, but all it takes is one bullet to the brain, and there you go. kioShiMa will oblige. So Envy once again winning another pistol. Can they not lose the second round now, though? We'll see.
NBK going for the Mag 7 again here. We saw it from him on Inferno, and we're seeing it again on Mirage. The UMP being picked up as well for Shoxy. He played around with that in the first half of this round, of this map, I believe, as he's seeing what he can find. But it's going to be this contact play with pistols towards the B site for the Copenhagen Wolves. They've got the Tech 9s in there, the CZ. They have some flashes, but NBK has spotted this. He's got the Mag 7. Not able to find anything just yet. Finds one. Looking for a second, gets it. Is there a third in here for him? No, not just yet. There's 3. Can't find the 4th because he had to reload, but that was a lot of money going over to NBK.
Cha-ching.
2,700 just from shotgun kills.
Cha-ching, baby. That is some cash in the bank. 10-7. Envy climbing their way back up, and yeah, that is really nice to get all that extra money. And we'll have to see if they can use it well. Shoxy on the Yump. I do love me an Imp. And we're going to see that it should be an easy cleanup, to be honest, because it's just Glocks. They are going for the save. And so they can buy up fully in the following round. So it shouldn't be too difficult here for Envy. Already see the kills coming in one after another as all the players bunch up in underpass. Competing now on Envy for those frags. They want to pad out those stats. And here we go, 10-8. Move into the buy round of Copenhagen Wolves. And we might see Envy tossing away the Ump and the FAMAS here, maybe the Mag, because these weapons don't really perform insanely well against the AKs. I mean, the Mag definitely can perform well if it's close enough, but Ump and FAMAS might be a bit of a struggle here.
They are deciding to keep them as we see 3 members of Copenhagen Wolves force their way out of mid. There's no one in window to contend with. Even though Envy have the money for the AWP, as you said, they decided to keep it with the UMP and the FAMAS. They did switch out the Mag 7, however, as kioShiMa gonna fall back towards steps there. But they've pushed all the way through, and they're gonna catch some members off guard here. SmithZz able to pick up one onto HUNDEN, finds a second there, drops SMF as well. And it's just Friis left now. AK-47 in hand, 1 versus 5. It's an uphill climb for him, gets one. Looks directly to stairs for the second. kioShiMa is there, keeps peeking, but Friis does fall.
So there you go. They managed to go for the economic play to really build that bank, and you can see how well that's going to be going for them, because now they can pick up the AKs and stuff. And it's just happy he's been on the FAMAS, but he can still keep it if they. I mean, there's no reason for him to not keep it at this point, considering that they're going to be up against the Tech 9s and stuff now. So really use that money as well as possible. And go the movement through middle. Shox with the M4. The extra bullet's really paying off. And SmithZz comes in to support. Going to be able to pick up the kills over the kioShiMa, and it's once again cleaned up pretty easily here. Actually, that said, a couple of kills did come in right at the end there towards the middle, so 1 on 2 now. There you go. But look at the money on these guys. They've got a lot of cash, so no problem really.
5 figures for 4 members is a lot of money in the bank. And there we see it. We see the AWP onto NBK. He's going to go probably play mid with this one, try and contest Friis. But Friis going for the peek towards B, in fact. As is NBK.
We're going to have a meeting of the AWPs. And the tightest of angles. Who's going to give first? NBK takes the huge lunge and actually finds himself on the shot. Good stuff there from him. Did
so much damage to AcilioN as well.
SmithZz is on 1. Oh, it's falling apart. Falling apart for the Danes. They didn't know what happened. They didn't know what happened. How did SmithZz go down to 1? I don't even know.
But again, this economy, Copenhagen Wolves just can't contend with it right now. They're trying their best. They're all sub 250. Seeing what they can do. Try and salvage around. See the smoke going over. That's going to go towards mid from SMF. Shoxy playing stairs, getting ready for this A push. And it looks like he's going to be ready and waiting, reading Copenhagen Wolves correctly here. They're sending the smokes over. The flashbang out of apartments from Friis. SMF going under into dark. Not able to get the frag. Shoxy was covering for kioShiMa there. kioShiMa still alive. Now gets taken down. 2 for 2 trades. But the T side health is not great. Kio now falls. He will get avenged though by NBK. AcilioN and MSL. They get the bomb down, so they have some money next round to play with. They go for a little bit more of an expensive buy. Happy boosted himself up. And there it is. Really nice retake there from Team Envy. They're going to get the defuse off here.
That was really good stuff from shox and kioShiMa there, and the crossfire from stairs area and Shadow. Able to pick up a lot of frags. I think it was 3 initially. So that really made the retake a piece of cake here for the remaining players from EnVy. And that's what you got to rely on, those strong setups from those players who are deep on A, who aren't isolated by the smoke, so who can play together. And now there's no AWP here for Copenhagen Wolves. And we are going to see that SmithZz is going to make his way in middle with his. But it looks like they want to go for a contact play into B at the moment, or at least they are taking it slow to begin with. And there they go. And AcilioN with the smokes over here. I think that's for the pillars. And they have one on either side of the pillars here into B. They did this effectively yesterday against G-Play, sorry, and NBK with 2 quick frags. It's not looking so hot right now for the Danes again. They can't even get out the apartments. The massacre. And there you go. Another round going to EnVy. It really feels like it's a completely different map right now. Like, it's so easy, it looks like, for them right now.
Yeah, they're being really aggressive on this CT side, and it's paying off for them. Something that didn't work too well on their T side, as they're now up against Tech9s. They've won 8 rounds in a row. Looking for a clean sweep yet again here. shox gets one. He will fall, though. Friis with the CZ, not able to find the frag onto SmithZz in connector. They're going to get the bomb down, though. And in fact, this is looking very dangerous for EnVy. 2 versus 2. MSL's picked up the AWP. HUNDEN trying to use the Tech9 from range isn't going to work, as it looks like Happy's just going to go for the defuse. But they've got the bomb down. They've salvaged an AWP. It's not the worst situation there for Copenhagen Wolves.
The only problem for them is that they have so many players who are like on 16k that they're not going to... An eco is not happening here. So killing those players doesn't make a huge difference at this point in time. At least it's just going to give them the potential to have stronger buys, so they can swing things back in their favor. But in goes a quick middle push, and actually got a player darting down on the pass. It is actually SmithZz here, and they might not expect this. Oh, leaping into the jaws of SmithZz. That is going to hurt, and it's a quick frag there for EnVy. They're going to know where he is now, but MSL's looking for the push. They might be able to flash him out, smoke him out, something. NBK is pushing short. They're going to go for the kill onto SmithZz. That might force NBK's hand, but he's going to stay back. Let SmithZz just deal with it by himself. Sorry, SmithZz, but you're alone. NBK's going to pick off one here as they focus on SmithZz. That looks like it could be the end of the round now. Also focused on that one player. And SmithZz even survives with 2 HP. Alright, fair enough.
That was a ballsy move from SmithZz, but it paid off, getting the early frag onto HUNDEN, catching him completely off guard, and then drawing the attention of 2 players as well, meant that NBK had the easy shots from the window down.
And we have the blat on kioShiMa, the auto sniper, the Scar. The noob gun, as some affectionately refer to it. Some people call it the noob gun all the time, I don't know why, but here we go.
Copenhagen Wolves want to do something. They need to do it now, and that's exactly the start they wanted. MSL getting the headshot onto NBK, and Friis dropping shox, meaning it's a 5 versus 3 situation. They have the bomb. They have the CT split across the map. And where are they going to attack? They can attack anywhere. kioShiMa with the... well, no, SmithZz, in fact, getting 2 frags. Oh, he falls. 3 versus 1 now, all in Happy. He has the AWP. Going to try and get what he can. The economy, as we all know, isn't great for the Copenhagen Wolves, so if Happy's able to do some damage here, it will hurt them. But it looks like he just wants to fall back, maybe try and get some exit frags through T spawn. But this round is most likely going to go to the way of the Danes.
Indeedy do. But I think it's been a while since Copenhagen Wolves looked good in any round here. This is the first real round where that happened, but it was very chaotic. Doesn't feel like it's going to be easily replicatable for them, or replicable. I think that's actually a word, unlike the first one they used. Just making them up as I go. It's just got to sound confident. People will believe me. That's the advice I get all the time. All right, 15-11. EnVy still on match point, and another AWP coming into play. Happy in the super old LDLC lineup used to do this short play with AWP a lot. I made a video on it, and it's because he's very, very comfortable with all the options there. But it does look like it's going to be a bit of an A play. So Copenhagen Wolves might just catch The Frenchies with the pants down by their ankles as they charge into the bomb site. And kioShiMa goes down, shox goes down, and that's the two A players eliminated almost immediately.
And those
oh my god!
NBK, 19 HP, it's not enough.
So close. How did that not kill him? There's two straight in his mouth. And now AcilioN goes in, and there you go. Fast round. And wait a second. It's starting to get a bit bad on the money for some of these players.
Yeah, Kyo, I believe, was down to 300 there. Not looking great. Luckily, he has the Bank of Happy behind him. Just being able to support him. The Copenhagen Wolves, we've seen what they can do once they get some momentum on their side. And they're showing it yet again here. 2 quick rounds. Means they're not out of this game just yet. Friis missing that shot, unfortunately for him. That would have been a great way to open this one. Is able to drop Happy in window there, combining with MSL.
And this is certainly a tentative situation now for both sides, as neither wants to give up a winning edge. SmithZz with a great peek behind the flash. Good team play coming in there, but the trade is real. MSL picks it up onto shox, and it's a 3-on-3. Once again, we're all even, but this gets increasingly worse for the defensive side as they have to split their resources between the two bomb sites. Something Copenhagen Wolves is very aware of as they set up for a play all three together on A, but it does seem like EnVy have actually put 2 players towards the A bomb site. They have themselves kioShiMa and SmithZz there. Sneaky positions as well, and SmithZz is going to spot, kioShiMa's going to peek. He gets a quick couple taps on MSL, and it is falling apart here, and there it is. EnVy will win 16-12, so very close to your prediction. 1 round off, in fact, and debut match there for the XLDLC lineup, moving into the organization EnVyUs. So things kicking off well, but Copenhagen Wolves looking quite fine and dandy themselves. Look forward to seeing much more from them in the immediate future. Yeah,
it was a lot closer than EnVyUs probably anticipated there. Two matches, the first 16-11, the second 16-12. And Copenhagen Wolves could have really done some damage if they'd have got one of those 2 maps. Overpass could have gone either way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree completely. But friends and other people, I'm friends with everyone, so that's all inclusive. So guys, we have one more match coming up here, another best of 3 here for StarSeries 12 coming up after the break. You will be able to see EnVy playing again if you are the fans of this wonderful team. Then you'll see them again, of course. G Play as well coming up also, so you've got that to look forward to. They played an amazing game against Copenhagen Wolves yesterday. Very, very close. Really good up-and-coming team from Bulgaria as well. So check it out. We'll see you after the break.